Hey guys, it's Lupe, your FT substitute. So your regular Wednesday guy, Skylar Delmar, is dealing with some stuff, and is unable to post his videos for a little bit. So for the next few Wednesdays, until he is able to, you are going to hear from me. So this week's topic is disclosure in dating. So I haven't been in a situation where I've been single since I've come out, and I only came out more recently, but I've been with the same girl for the last year and a half. Minus like a couple week break when I had first come out, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So I don't really have a whole lot of experience as to who and what kind of people in what situations I personally disclose my trans status to. But I can still give you a little bit of advice or what I would do in this situation. So if I were single, which I'm really hoping that never happens again, but you never know. Life is what it is. So if I became single again, as far as I feel about disclosing my trans status, I would say that it's going to be that it's a person-to-person basis, and I'll more feel people out. It will be different too, depending on where I'm at, as far as T goes. I haven't started testosterone yet, although I just finally had my blood work done for it, so hopefully that changes soon. But I feel that it's something that it's very personal for you, and not everyone needs to know that you're trans. While I do feel like, as of now, I don't plan on going like 100% stealth. If people talk to me about it or ask about it, I'll definitely be willing to talk about my trans status. I'm currently willing to talk about my trans status, especially because I am pre-testosterone. But I am cautious with who I talk about that with. Currently I'm pre-T, so there's definitely situations that I've been in here in Vegas where I don't feel comfortable saying that I'm trans. There's lots of drunk people and really big guys at some bars and stuff, and I just don't feel safe or comfortable disclosing that, so I let them assume that I am a lesbian, and while that's kind of painful for me, it could potentially, save my life. So I kind of feel the same way with dating, up until obviously that I'm 100% passing as male, then in which case, as far as anyone's concerned, I'm male, and if they want to talk about it further or have questions or curious, then they can feel free to inquire, and I'd be willing to talk about it. As far as dating goes, my one thing, primary thing with dating is, making sure that you are very comfortable with the person that you're about to tell. And if you don't know whether or not they're going to be approving or, how they're going to react, I suggest making little comments or things, or, make it, sorry, I don't know what's going on with my voice. You could make it, there's things that you can kind of say or show or whatever, you can know how people are going to react. Even if you talk about a drag queen and then they start saying something about trannies, if they say something really offensive, and you don't necessarily have to say that you're trans to be that's really offensive, but you can find something offensive and you can say, hey, I don't think that they would like that, that's really offensive, and based on people's reactions, you'll definitely know whether or not they're going to respond well or not. And I hang out in the gay community a lot and stuff like that, so as far as that goes, I don't really foresee myself running into dating situations where I wouldn't feel comfortable disclosing my status, because I do hang out within a queer community. So most people know or are comfortable around that. But another thing that I just tend to notice is, if you're not comfortable with that person or don't know a whole lot about that person before you come out to them as trans, especially if you live, mostly stealth, um, that girls talk. And, as much as you want to say that you've known this person for, 2 weeks and they seem legit, that doesn't mean that when you tell them that you are transgendered, that they're not going to go turn around and tell their girlfriends, who could then tell other people. The next thing you know, you're walking into a room and 10 people know your trans status and you've never met any of them or told any of them. And that's probably my biggest kind of fear with things is, that could indirectly put you in danger's way. And, so I think it's just very important that you know who you're telling, before you, just run around telling those things, unless you're completely openly trans and stuff like that and you live somewhere where it's safe. But not everybody lives where it's safe. So that's my advice about that. I mean, I would just make sure that it's your safety. If you're safe and you're comfortable and you can tell this person that you're trans, then by all means, tell that person that you're trans. It will definitely, it affects dating. You can't date someone and them think that you're cis and, it goes further and, you're obviously not. And I think that it's good to not have surprises like that. Because that can put people off. Like, if you just completely come out of the blue with things or, really surprise somebody with something, that's when things can go negative quickly. So, I think that's it as far as my advice for, dating. If you're currently in a relationship and you're thinking of coming out, I would definitely express with your partner, that, you even thought about it. I did, and I talked with mine, because my girlfriend has always identified as a lesbian, and has only ever been with girls, so I, made it apparent and clear that, it was something that I've thought about. It's something that, had been on my mind and weighed on my mind, and it made then coming out a lot easier to my girlfriend. And if anybody wants advice about that, you can feel free to message me personally or check out my channel, because I think I'm going to be doing a video on it shortly, about that. Just because I see a lot of people, they'll start in relationships and then they break up once they start testosterone and things like that. And I think a lot of it has to do with miscommunication. So I'm really an advocate of communicating and talking to your partners. Obviously, I'm very comfortable with my girlfriend. We've been together for a while. So, disclosing those types of things is a lot easier. But at the same time, I have to show her what's going on. She has just as many questions, and this is just as much a change for her and a transformation for her as it is for me. But something that's helped, I don't know if anybody is watching that is in a relationship and is worried about these things, but something that has definitely helped for me is just bringing my girlfriend around trans people. I understand some of you may not have trans friends that are close or anything like that, but even just talking with your, the guys that you talk to on Tumblr and Instagram and stuff like that, show her and make her aware that these are, these people are here, and let them see people. I shouldn't just say her, because maybe you could date guys. For me, I do have a few trans friends here, and one's a little bit further and has been on testosterone for 2 years, so she, can see him and see that he's very much, that's a man. He looks like a man. You would not even know that he was trans, without him talking about it. And, he's open to talk about it and stuff, and he's had conversations with my girlfriend about it, and, it makes her far more open to to my changes and what I'm going to be going through, than I feel like it would if I didn't do that. You have to educate the person that you're with just as much as you have to educate yourself. Everything that you're going through, they're going through as well. It's just not going to be a physical thing for them, but it's very important that they're aware of what's going on. So that's my 10-minute spiel on this. If you have any further questions, let me know. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your